All right, guys, we're ready to get started with the second of the keychain shapes that we're going to look at this year. So the first one that you already took care of was the rectangular keychain shape, so that's great. Today we're going to move on to a different shape, and this one is pretty close to my heart, so hopefully you'll do a great job with it. Now, first thing to do, obviously, is to go to SketchUp. So we're going to hit the waffle and scroll all the way to the bottom of the waffle where we'll find that SketchUp for Schools logo icon. We're going to click on that, and that should bring us eventually to here or about here. You may not have all of the recent files in your menu, and that's okay if you don't. We'll talk about making sure that you can open those files nonetheless. What we're going to do today, though, is we're going to start a new one. So we're going to go to Create New. And again, we need to make sure that we go to millimeters because all of the 3D printers that we work with work best in millimeters. So we want to make sure that we're working in the same language as those 3D printers. So again, create new, simple template millimeters. That should bring us to here, a brand new SketchUp file. First thing we're going to do in this brand new SketchUp file is not delete the guy, but we will do that soon. First thing I'm going to do is go to the rectangle tool. I'm going to take that rectangle tool, and I'm going to go to the origin. Again, this is a familiar step because this is something we've done before a number of times. So at the origin, we're going to click and release and then drag to the right and take our hand off our mouse, take our hand off our touchpad. We're now going to type the dimensions of this rectangle. And this rectangle is actually going to be a square. So we're going to type 46, 46. It's 46 by 46. If you look right under my picture, that fun-filled screen where I am, you'll look underneath, you see 46, 46. And we talked about this before. If I move my mouse, those numbers go away. So again, 46, 46, 46, 46, 46, 46, and then I hit enter, and that makes my rectangle. You can see right down in the bottom of my screen, right down there by the origin, a tiny little blur, little blob, that is my rectangle. Now, if I go to the view tool and I grab that zoom tool, I can put it on there and do my two-finger pull. I can also have any other tool and do that two-finger drag down on my screen, and you can see that zoomed in as well. Now, I wanted my selection tool, which is why I grabbed it. With the selection tool, I'm going to click on the guy. I'm going to hit backspace. I can see that that looks like about the size of a keychain that we would expect to see when we compare it to that foot that we just saw. So once we've got this, I'm going to do one more thing, and that is adjust my view. If you've got a mouse, you can click and hold your mouse wheel to get that orbit tool. I don't. Well, I do, but I'm going to pretend I don't. I'm going to select the orbit tool from the view menu, which is the bottom of those menus. The bottom tool menu. Once we click on that, it's the top tool in that bottom tool menu. And I'm going to put my mouse to the left, a little bit to the left and a little bit above my object. I'm going to click and hold, drag down and to the right to get that view a little bit more on top. I'm going to zoom in a little bit too, and I can do that just by putting my tool on my object and then bringing that two-finger draw down, and then zoomed in a little bit. I'm going to go to my pan tool, which is the second tool, just to center this up a little bit better. And now I'm done with the first step of this process. So great job. Can't wait to see what you do next.